The views or opinions expressed in this presentation are those of the participants and do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of Westman Communications Group or its employees.
Hey everybody, welcome back.
I was holding my breath. I don't know
How
why
many
I always do
times?
that.
How many times episodes now where we start and you're like,
I always hold my breath during the intro because I'm too scared to like make a sound and then they're gonna hear it.
every intro is becoming less and less professional as time goes
Sorry,
on.
hi guys.
Hey guys,
How's it
welcome,
going?
welcome to the Case
Answer your
Chronicles.
TV screens. How's it going? That looked like something from Dora.
Yeah, exactly. Where you ask the audience, yeah.
Where?
What show is this?
Correct.
Anyway, little humorous start. Hi, welcome to Casey Chronicles. I think this is episode 37.
Yeah, I don't know. I lost count.
I think I'm like 90% sure this is 37.
We have a big announcement
Do we?
to all of our TV viewers.
We do.
What? So we filmed an episode yesterday. This is obviously airing at a different date than the last one was, but we filmed an episode yesterday, and afterwards we had to sit down and we talked about an idea that we've been kind of wrestling with for a month. It's just we had to work some things out in the office,
work through some
and
barriers.
make sure it was okay. We officially have a YouTube channel where you can stream all of our episodes.
All of our episodes for free.
Yeah, they're not all up there yet. We're slowly but
At the
surely
time of
getting
taping
them
this,
all.
because YouTube has a limit of how many episodes you can
Yeah.
upload in a day.
Unless I do another verification, and I'm like, oh my god.
No. Thankfully, we don't have that many episodes, so we won't be back. Like probably by the time this comes out,
We
by
might
the time
have
you're
all
seeing
of them
this,
up there.
all of them are up there. We're going to be uploading all of the stuff from the back catalog first, and then as new episodes come out,
We will be
expect
posting
that.
weekly,
Yeah.
hopefully, as long as everything goes well.
And all of the
All of our shorts and our clips are up there as well.
yeah, they'll be on the YouTube Shorts. So there's now 3 platforms you can reach us on. You
Yeah.
can reach us on Instagram and
And one other
TikTok.
big surprise.
And one other big
We
surprise.
have a Casey Chronicles email.
We do.
So we decided that creating the YouTube account would also generate an email, because that way we have 2 separate emails we'll tell you guys about in these episodes. One that you can reach out for general podcast inquiries, and the other specific things to Casey Chronicles. And that way we get the mail from you guys, we get it on our phones. And so if you want to send hate mail, love mail, you want to send us podcast ideas, you want to come join us for an episode, you can send those inquiries straight to us.
Okay, now we got to spit out all that information. Okay,
Okay.
so Instagram and TikTok, Casey_Chronicles 2024.
And then our YouTube is capital KC, both are capitals, dash capital K for Chronicles, Jesus, capital C Chronicles _2024. So it's KC dash Chronicles _2024 on YouTube. Our email, our personal, our Casey Chronicles one is all lowercase kcchronicles2024@gmail.com. And the email that you can email us if you or a friend is interested in doing a podcast here in the studio, not necessarily with us, just on your own, you can email, what is it? WCGTV@westmancom.com. So all of that was a lot of information. We will add it all on the screen right here for you.
Yeah, okay.
All of it right here.
Instagram, boom. TikTok, boom. YouTube, boom. Email, boom.
And that's all your points of contact with us. If you want to go stream our full episodes that you have not seen yet, if you want to just go back and see some of the old stuff, if you just barely caught it on cable, you can do that. And we are so thankful, so thankful to WCGTV for letting us have our own YouTube channel. Of course, everything is produced and in association with
Yes.
WCGTV. We can't thank them enough
We're
for
not
all
going
of it.
solo.
No.
All of this content is made possible by WCGTV. This is just another platform for us to
be able to
showcase our
showcase our
content
episodes.
to all of you.
Yeah, it's literally just a way for you guys to see the full episodes. That's
amazing.
all we wanted.
Amazing.
And we are so grateful for it. So
Because we were seriously talking about it for last month or two, but we had floated that idea for quite a while.
Well, we wanted it one way for all of our content to be in the same place, but as well for our younger viewers to be able to
because
see.
let's kind of say the quiet part out loud. Not a lot of young people watch cable TV.
No.
Let's
So
just say that.
a lot of times it's on YouTube, and I feel like
It's a market we were kind of missing out on.
we were, and I think it'll help boost our viewers for sure.
Yeah.
And
Gain a more wider audience.
it helps us. Anybody around the world can watch it now. So
Exactly.
that is something that's so near and dear to us.
We are going to have stands in Japan.
Yeah, like it's we wanted to have a worldwide audience. We wanted to have people be able to watch it from anywhere. Because I have family back home who doesn't get
that's
WCG
true.
cable.
Yeah. WCGTV is outside of the
Just Brandon and Westman area. Like there's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That is outside of that realm. So for them it's impossible.
yeah, for my parents it's absolutely impossible for them to watch my shows, and so that was something that I was really missing
Yeah.
too.
Same thing. I've got family all over Canada,
So now even just family support, we can have people watch our episodes, and that's
and
pretty
even
cool.
we have plenty of friends, who like the show, who kind of keep up with us, and so now we have platforms for them. So that's kind of a start, the family and the friends, and then hopefully ever
we
so
gain
slowly,
our viewer base.
it's like a tree. You have the roots, you have our foundation of our family and our friends,
And
then
it'll
the
just
tree
grow
will
from there.
And then we will be rivaling Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah. This was no,
Nope.
we really, really
We're a
appreciate
few million off.
We really, really appreciate having multiple different platforms to get our stuff out, and it's so. When we think back to the start of the show, like I watched our first episode the other day.
You can actually tell our on-camera presence is a
has
lot.
changed.
We looked so awkward in that first show. We're like,
Well, that and
I was
our,
fiddling with my pen the whole time because I didn't know what else to do.
our banter has gone off the wall since. We've become a lot closer through this process. So not only did we gain a show that we love so much, we gained a great friendship. Like
Our professionalism also went down.
That's true. But I think back to when we started this show. Then actually, before I start that, this kind of segues into our topic of the day, nostalgia. We're going to talk about things that make us nostalgic, and I'll just start off by talking about thinking about this show. Like, I know it wasn't that long ago that we started it, almost a year.
We are actually, because here's the thing.
But-
We're not able to record an episode next week, but next
Yeah.
week will actually be our 1-year anniversary.
So
we'll
we'll make a post for it. We'll take some pictures sometime this week, and we'll post them next week because
Bada bing, bada boom.
1 year of doing Casey Chronicles. Guys, I can't English today.
It's our show, and we don't even know how to say it
Yeah.
right. That's
But
horrible.
it gets me so nostalgic to think about the fact that like where we started and where we are now. And how far our show has come. When we started this, we weren't sure it was going to take off. We weren't even sure we were going to get to do more than one episode.
No, yeah, we were
We were
kind of unsure just how it would
go.
like how it would look, how it would flow, and all that. So.
Well, we hadn't at the time worked a whole bunch together because we had done some of the mobiles, but we hadn't done any studio stuff together. We hadn't had a really strong friendship.
No,
so
like we were just kind of acquaintances, and then I just said,
we
hey,
were two people who had an idea.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, hey, we're buying some podcast equipment for the studio. Like,
Do you want to test it out?
yeah, like, do you want to do a podcast?
That's exactly how this started.
And that's exactly how it started, and then.
And here we are, almost a year later. Like that is just so crazy.
And
to
we
think
are
about.
like internet famous. We're celebrities.
Not quite.
Millionaires.
One day, but
One day. Okay. Well,
I feel so lucky that I get to do this every week as my job. Like the fact that WCG does this is just crazy to me.
yeah. And that we have a really good studio.
And we have a good studio
Great
space.
volunteers.
Great people who switch the show for us and just help us out on the journey. And we wouldn't be where we are without WCG and all of its members.
No,
that's for sure.
We would have to shelve a lot of money for a lot of equipment.
Yeah. So we do appreciate that. But I just love to think about where we started. I watched our first episode last night and I was like, how did we get from there to here?
We even look different.
Yeah, we do.
Your hair's brighter.
My hair's brighter.
My hair's shorter.
Yeah.
My glasses are different.
I feel like we've grown so much as people throughout this.
But do you want to know one thing that's remained constant?
Our background.
Our background.
Well, yeah. Well, it was the background.
Well, sorry. Our studio loft that we film in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I just think we've grown so much as people. Not necessarily we've grown separately and we've grown as a duo together, and that's something that it will never be forgotten. The show is our baby, and the show
Creativity kind of it creates friendship.
Yeah. We've gotten to bond so much. We've been traveling together. Eventually, we'll travel farther from where we
We are going to go to, I don't know. England.
That'd be cool, though. But, that's obviously not in the near future, but that's something one day we might do.
Westman wants to sponsor. No, I'm kidding.
We're kidding.
That would not clear.
But, no, so I think that's thinking about the show and, looking back at where we started and just now having this YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Last night started making me feel nostalgic because then I was going through uploading each of the old episodes and just thinking wow, this is where we came from.
Do you want to know one way that we have to grow.
Yeah.
Posture check. Make sure that we're
I'm not
sitting up
slouching
straight.
that.
I caught myself slouching there. That's one thing that we're trying to do. You notice in the first episodes, I looked like this half the time. I'm like, yeah, hi guys, welcome to the podcast. Now I gotta be like
authoritative.
I gotta look like a professional.
But yeah, I just think like when we think about it, all we had when we started was this little setup and these cameras, and now
we
we've
still
got
have this little tape up.
we have this little table. We have this little setup, but now we've fixed the setup to look more professional. We've added a TikTok. We've added an Instagram. We now have an email and a YouTube.
We're growing.
We've
steps.
expanded because we realized that just this form of content isn't always going to work, and we branched out to be everything we could.
And it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. Like, we know that we're not like the most famous podcasters. Like, we don't have a lot of followers, but the followers we do have, we love.
I would always take having fun and creativity over followers. Yeah, we could have all the followers, and it was like we could literally generate revenue from this show exclusively. But if you're not having fun, what's the point?
Yeah, we just get paid to be dumb some days, and that's great.
Some days, every day.
Yeah, we get paid to yap.
Yeah.
Could you imagine getting paid to yap? We don't have to.
I don't have to imagine it because I'm doing it.
What's one thing that gets you nostalgic?
Okay, well, I prepared a list. She didn't.
List.
She didn't.
I was busy uploading to YouTube last night, so don't even.
Okay, well, I took the time to do this morning, so I'm not really even that much better. But actually, just kind of touching on what you were saying, I echo pretty much exactly the same thing, and I'm just happy that in 1 year we've managed to do nearly 40 episodes. We've averaged almost an episode per week.
Yeah,
give or take.
Give or take. Like, we've had some weeks that we couldn't, and that's just stuff.
And there's
that
some weeks
happens.
where we do 3, like this week that we're doing right now.
Well, yeah, and then we do that to make up for not being here last week, not being here next week,
and I like how we have a lot of plans and we have a lot of kind of thought processes that are going on of how we want to expand our show and just do more fun episodes away from the studio, because we love enjoying like doing just the just the pure podcast in the studio, but we really love going outside of the studio and doing
traveling.
Whatever, like traveling.
We did 4 travel episodes last summer, and it was just so fun because we got to get out, we got to do fresh air, and we just got to walk around, we just talk about everything.
The best thing was just getting fresh air.
Yeah, like
we got out because we don't go out often like individually, so when we get out, it's probably good.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it's so crazy to think about. Like, this is a year's work, and it went
by fast.
Neither of us at all feel like going away or stopping doing this. Like, this is something we love.
Heck no.
And
it's the highlight of my week.
Yeah, it's the highlight of my week. I love coming to work and doing this because, well, I get paid to be here doing this. Like, this is crazy.
But we would still do it for free.
We would do it for free. I would do it no matter what. But the fact
I would lose money to do this.
Honestly. But the fact that we also get paid to do it is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, this was just a silly idea we had one day, and now we've created it into something so something that we love. It doesn't matter if we have
5 viewers or 5,000 viewers.
We still put our heart and soul into every episode we do, and we
just have fun with it.
Yeah, we have fun.
Exactly.
Because haters gonna hate, and at the end of the day, we only live once. So like,
that's why. That's why we welcome the hate mail.
Yeah.
If you want a YouTube channel, email, tell us how bad we are now. Okay.
But I like that we created our own email as well, because then if anybody has ideas or if they want to join us specifically, they can email us.
Reach out to us. We always want to have guests. We keep telling ourselves we should bring on more guests, but that never happens.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Okay, so nostalgia. That's what today's topic is. Because nostalgia, it's a very universal thing.
Yeah.
Everyone has felt it. But nostalgia can sometimes be a bit of a double-edged sword. Some people have like nostalgia that kind of makes them down about positive, or like, down.
Their life isn't as good now, or something like that. But
for me, nostalgia is purely positive. It's just happy things
remember when that was a thing.
Yeah. They're just happy things, like things that just make me happy that happened in my past. Essentially, that's kind of how I view nostalgia.
What would be your first one? Because we'll go back and forth on this. Because I have one that I've.
So these are kind of all over the place, and there's a bit of a theme because most of the stuff is revolving around me being like a kid.
Yeah.
In a way. But one thing that kind of makes me nostalgic, because I remember, now this isn't something that like I did a lot as a kid and don't do now, but something that gives me a very nostalgia, very happy like feeling. Driving on highways in the middle of the summer.
Blasting music and like
sunset,
have a little
in the evening,
road trips,
like little miniature road trips.
Yeah, I like
that stuff. Just driving down the Trans-Canada Highway and like in the prairies in the summer while like the sun's setting. Mm-hmm. That's a fun feeling, and I can like picture times where, I would be in those situations, and I still like just like look back on those like really fondly.
Yeah.
So I don't know, summer. A lot of things about
Just a lot of
summer
summer.
make me nostalgic because a lot of like some of the most fun I've ever had like with
Is in
my
summer.
with my friends or with my family usually happens within the summer months, give or
Yeah.
take. So that's kind of generally like one of the things.
I was talking about this today, and I'm a photographer. Again, I talked about this in the last episode, but I will mention it again. On the screen as well beside me, we'll have my usernames. I am a photographer. My Instagram and my Facebook is at goldenhalo.photography. On both, it's the exact same username. I like using the same usernames if I'm doing like a business or something. Like we did the same thing for Casey Chronicles. But I was taking photos today, and I was like, huh. And even when I was looking at the bridal promo that I did, and then I was like, yeah, like I did photography in high school. And to see how far I've come since I was 16 and doing this like when I was in grade 10 to like now is insane. Like I'm just like, how did I get here? How am I to the point where I was like, when I was in 10th grade, I was like, I don't know what I'm shooting. Like I never really shot people. I never obviously did wedding dresses.
I haven't shot people.
Okay, well, you know what? No, I hadn't taken pictures of people a lot. It was mostly just like random stuff.
Right.
And now I'm doing a literal wedding in a couple days. And I've done a bridal promo for businesses to use. And I'm like, it's just it's so much pride to see how far I've come. And you really, like, it's really hard. You're always your own harshest critic. But even when my mom's like, yeah, you've got talent, you're going far. And like, even my teacher's like, you've got talent, you're going far. And I'm like, sometimes I feel like it's hard to believe. But every time I'm taking pictures and I look back at the pictures I took in high school, I'm like, what? Like, I'm a different person.
Right.
I have grown so much. And that's just something that I'm very prideful for. Like, I'm not, like, I had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, that was my starting point, and now I'm here, and that's just something to be proud of. Even if I didn't take my best photos in grade 10, I had to start somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody ever starts as a professional.
Well, exactly. I mean, you can start with talent. That's it. But you never start as a professional. You never start as the best photographer in the world. Never, ever.
Hard to think of anyone who has.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. What else makes you nostalgic?
Well, if I refer back to my notes, I wrote this down. I probably should be remembering this better. Okay. A lot of stuff that makes me nostalgic, and this is times like I'd be in the car, like with my friends or my, family members or whatever the occasion was. Late 2000s, early 2010s pop songs.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, we're Gen Zs. We're almost kind of the core Gen Z, like, because if you look at every generation's about 15 years, we're almost kind of smack dab in the middle of that.
Do you want to know what we did on the way to work today? And this is extremely genuinely exactly what he just said. He picked me up from Assiniboine College, and he's like, "You got here just in time for the Spice Girls," and we blasted "Wannabe" by the Spice Girls in the car, and we both sang, and it was great. Why are you covering your face? Are you embarrassed?
Why'd you have to tell him that?
It's not embarrassing.
I can't let the ops know that I listen. Okay.
It's an early 2000s song, and we were
it's not.
vibing.
No, it's not. That's
2010s?
Mid 90s.
The 90s. But to us, it was 2000s because that was played a lot in the 2000s.
Well, it's played a lot ever since it came out, but
that's
I'm more specifically like referring to ones that came out like when we were like little
like
kids.
Katy Perry.
What?
We all know he loves Katy Perry.
No, that's not a thing.
That is true. He
is
absolutely
not-
loves Katy Perry.
not a
he
thing.
has confessed his love for her to me once.
I'm sorry. What?
You love Katy Perry. On the travel trips, you've told me every time you love Katy Perry. Specifically Dark Horse.
I like a few of her songs. Not that I love her. I don't know her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shut up. Okay. What point was I gonna make here? Yeah. So I have some examples. If you remember the song Dynamite.
Oh yeah, like by
Cruise. Cruise something. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I'm blanking on the name, but yeah. Like it's that.
Yeah. I remember that one.
That one was
It was
my Just Dance song. Every time we played Just Dance, it was a go-to.
I remember it was huge back in the day.
I still have that Just Dance.
Poker Face, Lady Gaga. My mom played a lot of Lady Gaga, so I kind of equate that.
Now I have
just
it
when
stuck in my
was
head. Why would you do
I know,
this to
it's a
me?
very catchy song. Fire Burning by Sean Kingston.
That was my favorite song growing up as a kid, actually.
That was one of my favorite songs. When I was like 6, I was like,
I probably shouldn't have been partying to that song, but I was at mere 5 years old.
5. Well,
Just
I mean,
kidding.
I shouldn't
I
say
don't know
that.
how old I was, but,
I was like 6 or whatever, but pretty
I
much.
don't actually know how old I was, but nobody should be vibing to that song. When they're
I have some more.
One that I think of is Low.
Lo-
Shawty got low, low.
Oh yeah, Low by Flo Rida. Yeah.
I had no right singing that song.
I can't say the title out loud, but that song by David Guetta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember
a
that
lot
one.
of David Guetta actually.
Yeah, a
just
lot
like
of David Guetta.
Katy Perry,
Remember the song?
Britney Spears.
Do you remember the song "Wave and Flag"? Like the World
Yeah,
Cup song.
I remember.
That was that one.
Well, I remember when it was
Coldplay.
used by when Wave and Flag was used for, wasn't it like a crisis in Haiti or something that they were
Well,
used
yeah.
it for?
Well, yeah. It was. Well, yeah. Like
Because
the-
that's when
the
I
Haiti
remember it.
earthquake. Yeah. Well, yeah. It was that, and then it was the World Cup song that year as well. Viva La Vida.
Shakira, any Shakira, you
No
know,
Shakira.
whenever.
Well, yeah, but she was kind of like early 2000s. But no, I mean, but like Coldplay, there's some Coldplay on there.
My sister.
Timbaland.
Everybody
everyone
knows he loves
Tim-
Timbaland.
Timbaland's great.
Coldplay is funny. My little sister, you know the song Paradise
Yeah.
by Coldplay? Well, the video, the music video has elephants. My little sister, growing up and even now, was obsessed with elephants. She loved elephants. She had a stuffed elephant. She loved elephant everything. And so when she was younger, we watched this music video. It was like on Much Music or something. And ever since she watched the music video, it's called the Elephant Song. It's not Paradise, it's Elephant Song. It's so funny.
Wow.
My sister loves elephants. Like it's a bad obsession. She still has like a stuffed elephant that she got when she was like a baby.
You're exposing everyone right now.
It's okay.
She still has stuffed elephants. Oh,
She's
he loves Katy Perry apparently.
She's 16, but she loves elephants. And I remember one year I bought her an elephant water bottle because she loves elephants. Like I don't know why. I don't understand it, but she loves elephants.
I could say the exact same thing to you about like
About what, Colin?
Chase Atlantic. I love Chase Atlantic. I would marry them all if I could.
I've never said that.
Glenn Powell. You love Glenn Powell, the actor.
That's been known.
Yeah, that's been known. You had a whole episode where
try to expose something that they don't know about me because everybody knows everything.
Okay, Eminem. You sound like this is like some Slim Shady 8 Mile trying to
expose me. I dare you.
No, because I am a man of honor, dignity, and respect. Moving on.
Anyway, what else?
Early 2010s, just in general.
Yeah, I don't know.
I miss going to Blockbuster. We are just old enough
To, remember what it
to remember
is.
the very last bits of Blockbuster, fleeting. But I miss Blockbuster. I remember, yeah.
I'm trying to think there's just certain movies that give me nostalgia. Like any Disney movies. If I watch a Disney movie, I'm like, oh, I remember when I watched this the first time. Or
Yeah, there's some movies that kind of activate the shot for me, like Cars,
Cars.
Incredibles.
Tangled. I remember when that came out. I remember watching that right after it came out, and I was like,
Yeah,
"That's
I saw
like
that
it's
one.
just like a lot of old Disney movies." I'm just like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I
older
remember
Disney
when I
movie.
watched this for the first time."
And they're starting to get
or, "I
old now.
remember-"
Because I remember, I was like, oh, how old was I? I was like about 3 or 4 years old when Cars came out.
Yeah.
But now when I kind of sit back and think about it, that movie's like 19 years old now.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Nuts.
But I remember watching it as a kid, and I'm like, oh.
I know,
Like
yeah.
I remember when I watched it the first time, and it was fairly new. The one Disney movie that is super nostalgic to my childhood is The Little Mermaid.
Oh, for me, it was the Lion King.
Yeah, The Little Mermaid, because me and my mom watched it all the time. Like, it's just, I remember every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, I remember the good times with my mom when we would watch this, and we would just sit and binge watch all the Little Mermaid movies. And
I still love the Lion King, and I just like when Simba comes and just kind of beats the crap out of Scar. He just avenges his father's death. Yeah, he just comes
Actually,
in.
lions
The
don't
raining.
punch, but,
It's
know.
raining. There's all the fire. All the hyenas are everywhere. The Pride
My
Rock is
favorites-
dead, and he just comes through Arr.
My favorite song is Be Prepared. Scar's villain song. I don't know why. I just love it. I would still listen to it to this day. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'll just start singing it.
I still love The Circle of Life. Well, not just because it was a great song. Of course, Elton John. Jeez, Elton John. He helped compose the song. But of course, the song is just so hilarious and iconic. And with my cats, I've done it so many times with the nice.
Should bring your cats on here and just, it's a circle.
My cats are a little tubby. It probably hurt your arms to lift them. My one cat's 24 pounds. Get that.
Okay, this is something maybe from my own, only from my childhood, but you know those like little DVD player laptop thingies that you.
I had one of those.
Oh my god!
I
now
had one of those.
nobody knows what they are now. Like kids nowadays
I know.
don't know what they are.
No idea.
But I think
Because for them it's iPads.
yeah, but I think back to my childhood, and I'm like, every time we
I
went
had
on a
one of
road trip,
those.
we had this little DVD player like laptop thing, and you could put your disc in, and you could watch a movie.
I think I broke mine because I tried to shove a cookie in it. Something to that effect. I remember hearing my mom tell me a story that I
Like,
broke
why
it.
would you shove your cookie in there?
No, I
That's
just
not where cookies go.
I broke it somehow, some way.
Yeah,
But
sounds
yeah,
about accurate.
I remember those. God, yeah, you activated
Yeah.
something.
I'm like, that's
yeah.
just like that's nostalgic to me because like I see all these iPads nowadays, but I remember when the technology we had as kids.
Yeah, that's
was
all you had.
A little
it was
laptop
that
was
little DVD.
player.
Like, because the iPads, you have like a million distractions. You can
You
play
can do
games,
anything on it.
Go do anything you want. You can take silly photos. No. Your entertainment was whatever DVD you had wedged in that little laptop device.
Yeah, but they were so fun.
Crazy.
Okay, what about Nintendo DSs? That was like our childhood. That also went on like a road trip.
Almost every kind of mid to late millennial to like early mid Gen Z, almost everyone had a DS at some
Right.
point.
Yeah, the other.
It's a game console.
It's
in
a game
case
console.
anyone
It's
who's not
like a little.
familiar.
It's like a little handheld. It's like a really, really old version of like a Switch. What a Switch would be nowadays is what a DS used to be.
Pretty much.
Like, but it was a lot smaller and a lot more. It was like almost like a little tiny like
It was a little thing.
laptop,
Yeah, it was
compact
like a
little thing, and open.
Yeah, it was like a little fold. It was so easy to transport and carry.
That's
one.
why
That's why
everybody
it
liked
was
it.
so easy. You could just fit it. I still have. Okay, so I originally because so they had a lot of different DS models because they had the DS, the DSi, and then the 3DS,
Yeah,
and then the
I had a
3DS XL. I had a DSi. That old thing cacked out. But during COVID, when COVID was just before COVID started, I heard that we were going into lockdown. I went to EB Games and I found this old used one.
Yeah.
Still works great. Bought it and that's what I had.
Speaking of DSs, if you remember our Passions episode,
Did I?
you brought a DS.
I did bring mine. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And if you have not seen that episode, you can go to our YouTube channel. Sorry.
Shameless plug is shameless.
Shameless plug. You can go to our YouTube channel and watch that episode. But even if you don't know what a DS looks like, you could see. I actually played on the DS in that episode.
I gave a great review. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you did.
The other thing I'll say, like Nintendo wise, because Nintendo used to be amazing when we were kids, is the Nintendo Wii. It's a game console.
That is
for your
actually
house.
the first games console I
First
ever
game
played.
console I ever had.
I played Wii Bowling when I was like 3, like right around when it came out. I played the Wii Bowling and my life just
It
flipped.
It hurts me so bad to know that a lot of kids nowadays don't even know what a Wii is.
Or they just didn't grow up on it because playing
Yeah.
grew up on the Switch, of course.
I actually own a Wii.
I never owned a Wii when it first came out. It was always something like I was always so excited to play the Wii because I never
Yeah.
owned one until I was like 12. So whenever I had to play the Wii, it was like I had to go to a friend's house that had one.
We owned one when we were kids, and then last year, sorry, excuse me. So 2023 New Year's, well, I guess for New Year's Day 2024, I bought a Wii. I was like, I want to play on the Wii because my parents have one back home too, but I didn't get to take it with me because, well, they keep it there. So I was like, I want a Wii because I enjoy it more than I enjoy like a PS4 or Xbox, to be completely honest with you.
The games are always a lot more goofy and they're very multiplayer focused.
Yeah.
Like several people can play on it.
So I bought one on New Year's Day last year, and I've had it ever since. We have a growing collection of games for it now.
I could probably beat you in Wii Bowling.
Like we slowly but surely, like it came with a few games, and then we slowly but surely just like
Built it up.
Facebook Marketplace has been great because
Yeah, that's sorry. I was gonna say that's one of the unfortunate things about Nintendo in general.
It's hard to
Once
find
things
stuff
are
nowadays.
discontinued, they stop making that crap. My
Yeah.
DS, there's an old version of Pokemon, Pokemon Black and White. Those games, little games, they would have been standard game price back in the day. Nowadays, almost every single
on
one of those,
Amazon or something, it's like $100.
more than that. I've seen 200.
Well, I found there's one Wii game that I'm in search of, and I have been in search of since I got my Wii. It's something that I remember playing as a kid, and I can't find it. I found it once on Facebook.
What's the title of it?
Mario Super Sluggers. It's like a baseball game, but with
I
Mario
remember that
characters.
one. Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
my favorite game growing up. So I've been on the hunt for it, but
Yeah.
brand new on Amazon is $300. I am not paying $300 for a
You
game.
got to go on eBay. eBay is the most affordable
What's
place
funny
to find it.
is I found one on Facebook Marketplace, and so it was right outside town. So I messaged, it was gone already, and it was only just posted. I was like,
There's a store I'll point you at. After this,
Is it downtown, like 10th Street?
8-bit of awesome.
I've been there so many times. We bought so many games from there so many times.
Oh, and they didn't have it.
They had it once.
Sorry, I'm gonna do a quick plug here. I'm not affiliated. We're not affiliated with 8-bit of awesome, but that is one of the coolest places to find retro video games and
for
consoles.
any console, pretty much too.
Any console that's ever come out.
They've got DS games, Wii games. They've got Wii U
all the
games.
Xboxes, all the PlayStations, all of them.
They've
Switch,
also got a bunch of cool memorabilia. I've seen a big Kirby
plush
plushie that I
toys.
wanted.
Yeah, exactly. But about the Wii, some of my favorite game to play back in the day was New Super Mario Brothers Wii.
I have that one.
I have that one on
like
my
the red case. Oh, I love it. It's so fun.
That is one of the most fun games ever. But that was always one of the games where you try and pick people up and chuck them.
That was the game you don't want to have siblings in.
No.
Because I played with my siblings, and you want to know what my brother likes to do?
Pick you up and throw you.
Throw us off the edge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because siblings don't like each other.
No, exactly not.
But I have that for my Wii, and I actually completed the whole
another game that I played on my friend's Wii way back in the day. And I managed to buy a copy of it. It was actually affordable on Amazon, shockingly. It was called Cabela's Big Game Hunter.
I also have that game.
You actually? Wait, okay, but which one?
I don't know. The only reason we have it and we haven't ever played it is because Connor's mom bought it for us.
Okay.
And so
I
we
have
just
the
have it.
2010 game.
Yeah, it's like 20 something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, I'm gonna show you that game because that game is so much fun. It's basically a hunting game, and the graphics are so bad, but the game is so much fun.
I think the graphics on the Wii, like, it sucks. The quality is so
yeah,
bad.
that's the thing about the Wii. There's a noticeable graphics drop for games that were not designed exclusively for the Wii.
But that's also something from our childhood. Like,
It's
I'm
charming.
fine with
At the time when you play it, it looks fresh and amazing. But then when you get detached from it for so many years and you play like on on the newer consoles and you come back to it and you go,
ooh.
Oh gosh.
But it's so nostalgic. Like, I love playing
And
on my
it's
Wii.
still fun.
And the fun part is I, as an adult, still use it all the time.
Oh yeah.
But it's also something that I had in my childhood, so I'm like, yeah, I want to use it. Me and Connor, it's at Connor's house. We play on it all the time. Yep. We played on it on Valentine's Day when we were yelling at each other. We have Mario Party 8 too for it.
Perfect.
Yep. So.
That's awesome.
He had a Wii growing up too, and he had this game Wii Party.
Oh, I remember that one. Wii Party.
We had such a hard time finding it, and we did actually end up finding it at 8-bit of awesome. So, like, we're not affiliated with them, but go check them out.
They are seriously one of the coolest places. It's on 10th Street, up the street from Superstore.
Right by Superstore, yeah. If you're looking for just any games, I would check there first. They also have a Facebook page, but I always check the Facebook page, see if they have anything new come in for the Wii. But there's a whole assortment of stuff there, so just check it out if that's something you want. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we go a lot. We just found Wipeout.
That's another fun one.
Wipeout. I forgot how hard that game is.
I know.
Oh my god.
I still think some of the two most fun games. Well, they sold like a bajillion copies, but Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort.
I have both.
I don't own those though. That's the thing. I want
the
those.
Wii Sports Resort. Actually, you need those like little things with
the nunchuck.
Not the nunchuck. You need like those little.
Oh, the Wii Motion Plus thing.
Those.
Yeah.
But when I got lucky because the Wii that I bought came with Wii Sports Resort and 4 of those, so I got. Great deal. And then I also bought a couple extra Wii remotes off of Facebook Marketplace because I was like, now I have 4. The only issue that I have with the Wii is that it goes through batteries in each remote so fast. So fast.
That's one thing I hate. I don't think because with even with the older consoles, like with the Xbox and the PlayStation, from their old models up to their new models, if you don't have batteries, you can plug them in directly to the console. The Wii's the only one, as far as I know, that doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. Newer consoles, yeah, but the Wii was never like that. It just sucks through batteries like it's going out of style.
Yeah. What else makes you nostalgic? Now that we've done talking about Nintendo for like 20 minutes.
The Wii. Well, just Nintendo in general.
Nintendo was a big thing of childhood.
Mario was my guy. Yeah. I had Mario plush
all
toys.
The Mario games.
I had Mario T-shirts. I had all that stuff. Oh, undoubtedly, probably the biggest and most important game to specifically Gen Z, because we were like the little kids that came that played it at the time. You know what I'm gonna say, right?
I think so.
Minecraft.
Yeah. Minecraft was very
It is a global phenomenon. It still is, but
which is actually kind of impressive considering that's something that started when we were younger and now it's like
the earliest form of the game came out in 2009.
Yeah,
the official part of the game came out in 2011.
It's something that came out when we were really young, and the fact that it's still such a big thing.
That game is just
so fun.
Okay, go to any person. I mean, obviously, people of all ages have played it. I've even convinced my parents to play it, but Most people now between the ages of, I'm going to say 30 below.
Yeah.
Specifically, like when Minecraft was in its heyday, like let's say maybe like 25 to 15. What?
Heyday.
Heyday.
I love that game.
It is heyday. That's a great game as well.
No.
For anyone from like 25 to 15 right now who like were like little kids when that game came out, your whole day, your whole routine for a few years was that game. Like wake up, go to school, come home, play Minecraft, go to sleep, and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
I had a train of thought. I lost the train of thought.
Good job.
Woo. I had a train of thought, and then you were talking for too long, and I forgot it.
So it's my fault.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, well, another one that makes me a bit nostalgic is the Harry Potter movies, because they came out when we were younger.
Oh my God. Any excuse we get to talk about Harry Potter is a great day. Those movies. Okay,
They
now
came out when we were younger.
granted,
so
well, the first movie came out, we weren't even alive yet. I think the first and second movie came out, we weren't even born yet. But
the other movies came out when we were younger.
I started watching them like
When I was
right as the last few movies came out, and
It's just like it's
movie
the
series.
childhood innocence that
the
you watch
movies
it
and the
with,
books are just so perfect. Love them.
Okay,
Absolutely love them.
here's something that might unlock a core memory. I hope. There's a book series that I read a lot when I was a kid,
Oh no.
and I actually saw it in like the bookstores here. Geronimo Stilton.
No, actually.
You never read those?
I never got into those.
Okay, well, there's like this mouse, and he goes on all these adventures, and there was a sub-series called Thea Stilton, who was his sister or some stuff. But, no, they were just so, like, I read that all the time. Dork Diaries.
I was going to say, I have some books I can automatically think of. I think one of the most popular ones, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Yeah. The books and the movies. The current, the movie that came out, like,
Not that long ago.
the first three
Yeah.
movies with like the OG actors, that was like some of the best kids movies of all time. The movies after that, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But the books, amazing. First like 5, 6, 7 books were great. Do you remember these were very crude and they got banned in a lot of places where they have conservative book rules. Do you remember Captain Underpants?
Yeah.
That was some of my
I didn't read them as much when I was younger, but
it was a lot of kid toilet humor, but
what about
funny.
Goosebumps?
I remember Goosebumps.
That was a big thing in my childhood. And the show isn't even on anything to watch anymore. When they made that show, I watched it all the time as a kid. Also, R.L. Stein's Haunting Hour was something
yeah.
I watched all the time. Let's talk about TV shows then.
Oh gosh.
Phineas and Ferb.
iCarly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did you know Phineas and Ferb is coming out with a new season?
it's
Like
still going.
No, like this is new. Like they have been stopped for years, and they're creating a special 5th season.
Get that. Well, okay. Some of these I'm gonna say like came out like a while before we were born, but I think anyone around our age has probably heard of it. Max and Ruby.
Max and Ruby. I love that show. Tubi and Bino.
Yep. Little Bear.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there was another one on the tip of my tongue. Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues.
That was almost every kid our age. Like I'm talking
Sesame
like
Street.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
Sesame. That one's a universal one.
That
Like
one's
that goes
everybody
back to like the late '60s, but I'm talking about the Blue's Clues specifically, like with
with the old actor.
original Steve.
Nobody nowadays is ever gonna know of the original
Amazing,
Steve, but
because Blue's Clues is still going on, but
it's
it's
not
like
original Steve, and it's different.
it's different. It's like animated to a point where like
It's just not.
I don't know the whole the whole presentation. It's lost a bit of its
See,
soul.
this might be a hot take, but I think our childhood cartoons and shows were a lot better than nowadays. Like,
Oh,
Bluey is just weird.
I feel like
Paw
honestly
Patrol.
that's a very generational thing.
But
The shows, the music, everything was better in my day, and it goes back. But
I feel like
it's
TV's gone
true.
so downhill.
As time goes on, I think it just kind of just gets worse and worse. But I honestly feel like there's a cutoff point sometime in the 2010s where everything after is just soulless garbage.
Disney movies got worse. Like TV shows got worse.
Movies in general have just gotten worse.
We grew up in a good times.
We grew up, I
era.
think, in the last great bastion of Disney movies. Like, up until, let's say, maybe about 2015, Disney and Pixar could do no wrong.
Yeah.
Seriously, from, like, the Disney revival in, like, the late 80s, early 90s, like, when you had Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, 101 Dalmatians.
Toy Stories.
Toy Stories, The Incredibles, Cars,
Tangled.
Tangled.
Moana was even in that.
Moana. Like, all of those ones, like... And then after that, it's just been lazy remakes, reboots,
Or live actions, which are not always that good.
but they all suck.
Yeah.
Suck, soulless, god awful writing.
Yeah, so I feel like we just grew up in a good era.
We grew up in a good
Like,
era for Disney. We were still in the
For
golden
just
age of
Disney,
Disney.
for TV shows, like,
Have you ever been to Disney World?
no, I want to so bad.
I have been to Disney World, and it was like literally the happiest place on
Casey
earth.
Chronicles goes to Disney World. Yeah.
Because people of all ages can go, and it's not really
Yeah. Can you
Creepy.
imagine? That would be so fun. We would actually have a ball there, I feel like.
love it.
Also, we could go to Harry Potter World in Orlando.
Yep. And
Yeah.
It's been like 3 days there and drain. The only thing I don't like about Disney World, it was true when I went, and it's still true now. God, they managed to find ways to scam money off of you.
Oh, yeah.
It just
But I feel like any theme park does that.
just think of like a vacuum sound, just kind of sucking up money. That's exactly what Disney does.
Any theme park does that, though.
Yeah, but the prices
Disney does
are
it to a different level.
outrageously jacked. Like if you want to
Yeah.
get like the Mickey Mouse kind of
Ears.
or whatever, I don't even want to know how expensive they are, but they are expensive.
Okay, what about last little category before we leave? YouTube nostalgia. Because YouTube was in its prime when we were younger.
YouTube, okay, listen. Some of you younger kids, maybe, if any are watching, listen. Pre 2015 YouTube,
Was gold.
oh, YouTube actually nowadays, like since like 2016, you could argue was like the last good year. But YouTube definitively from 2017 onwards, for 95% of it, sucks. It's awful, and the company is just crap.
But
we shouldn't be saying this. We're on YouTube now. It's okay. We're not monetized.
No.
We're not monetized content, so therefore we can
it's fine.
talk noise.
No, I think that you guys already know this. We're huge GMM fans.
Yeah, good mythical morning.
So GMM now is good, but like GMM in its prime
From
was
like
really good.
2012 to 2015.
Was just
Woo, buddy.
every morning you'd watch it or every day.
morning.
And
I honestly, I have watched more good mythical morning, not in the morning, like
Yeah.
how it's kind of sort of intended. I just watch it just
for fun.
for fun anytime.
One of my favorite things growing up on was Markiplier playthroughs, especially Five Nights at Freddy's.
Markiplier. All of the Minecraft, for me, it was
Yeah.
all the Minecraft YouTubers
Yeah.
because that became a very lucrative thing because YouTube, in case you're not really familiar with how YouTube works, like when you see all the ads rolling before videos, that's monetizable content. So that's how YouTubers make their money. And right around the point where YouTube really started to become a thing that a lot of people could make money. It was kind of in that early mid 2010s when Minecraft became huge because a lot of kids watched that and there were and like every kid loved Minecraft. That was a lot of viewership. And then of course, the more viewership, the more people are seeing the ads, which increases more revenue for said YouTuber. So in that kind of first few years when Minecraft exploded, you had so many amazing YouTubers because it became such a lucrative business.
Yeah, I just feel like YouTube was in its prime when we were younger.
It was just
For sure.
it was golden. And then but then that's when the monetization and the sponsorships and all the pressure on YouTube. Oh.
Yeah, but like nowadays, kids are gonna grow up with TikTok and Instagram
We had no
Reels.
TikTok. We played outside. I feel like honestly,
I remember-
our age group is one of the last age groups that like played outside and didn't have too much
Phone time or screen
phone
time.
time.
But a lot of us also, I never had a phone till I was like, I had like the crappiest
Do you
little
remember
phone.
iPods?
Yeah,
iPods aren't a thing anymore.
I had a. It wasn't an iPod. It was like a MP3 player when I was a kid, and so like we wanted to listen to music.
I had the OG iPod that just played music.
I had this little blue MP3 player that no screen, nothing. It just had the buttons to play and move forward and backward, and my dad loaded it with songs for me, and I was good. That was how I used to listen to music back in my day.
Yeah, I feel like kind of roughly around our age group, plus or minus a few years, is like the last ones to kind of use a lot of that kind of 2000s, 90s technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like right around the time that we hit high school, that's kind of where the cutoff was. It was like iPods were out of touch, any DVD players, like MP3s, like that was all kind of
Old.
done by
Fully
that point.
done. And so when I was, my first phone was like the crappiest little phone.
I had an iPhone 4 at 9 years old.
I had a 4 or 5 or something like that when I was like 11.
I got a phone when most people had iPods. I was
Like I got mine at 11, but it was it didn't have any like games or anything on it. I wasn't allowed. I think the only thing I could use it for was to contact my parents if something happened. That was the only reason I was
had
given
more
it.
of a loose leash than that.
Yeah, because like, my parents didn't want us going down to the office to call them. So it was easier
Just
to
got
have.
sick of it.
Yeah, they're like, if you need something. But yeah, I feel like we had a lot less screen time when we were kids than as kids
Yeah.
do now. Like
I feel
like I said,
I feel
iPad
like
kids happen
playing
a lot.
outside. Well, it's hard for us to say. It's
Yeah.
hard for us to say because we're not kids. But I feel like right around our age group, like
Yeah.
like when I say like 2000 to like 05, 06 is
Yeah.
kind of like that last sort of kids
Little
played
bit.
outside a lot. You know.
We were able to go out and do stuff because we didn't have the technology to stay in. And
No, like that's when phones
that.
were still in their infancy to a point where you couldn't do too much on it. Because I feel like,
Mm.
computers by that point were already like huge mainstream, here to stay, good quality and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But phones were still in a place where the majority of it was, you
Yeah.
could play some crappy games, but
there was
mainly
also
it was just to take
no
photos and call.
streaming apps, really.
There was no, there was Netflix.
But even then
Netflix was mainly relegated to the TV still or
Yeah.
on the laptop.
But typically, we had no
you don't
streaming
take
apps.
that everywhere you
it was
go.
cable TV. That's the other thing I think.
Cable.
That's the other thing I think that's so different from kids now than when
Yeah.
us. We had cable TV. We had no other option. You watched what was on TV or you didn't watch TV at all.
Exactly.
And now there's all these
Because you would
streaming
have
apps.
limited time to be on the computer because you mainly had to watch
Yeah.
YouTube on the computer.
Yeah, so you watched whatever was on TV and you didn't complain.
It's funny to kind of hear like our perspective of this because
Yeah.
again, if we were to bring in someone who is like in their 40s, it'd be a whole different. They'd be like, well,
Or somebody who's way younger than us.
We never had a YouTube. Yeah, and then if we brought in like maybe like a 9-year-old, they'd be like, all I've ever known is iPad and Switch. And
Yeah. So it's really crazy to see how it generationally changes. Because like I said, I feel like we were born in like prime childhood because it wasn't like too techie, but it wasn't like
yeah, I feel like every generation has their
play
own
with a
version of that.
stick in a corner and nothing else.
I walked 5 miles to school.
Uphill both ways.
Uphill both ways. Yeah, exactly.
That is what we heard all the time as kids. Like, it's funny.
It's a lie, guys.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that, I don't know. I liked our childhood. Like,
I think it was cool. Yeah, I mean, the world, when you kind of look at it now from like an adult perspective, the world was never perfect,
it never will be.
but it felt more simpler. But
It
again,
did.
you
I
ask
feel
people
like it feels simple
who are
when
in
you're
their
a kid.
40s or their 50s, they'll say, yeah, life was way more simple. Because it's because people say, oh, life was more simple. It's because you were young.
Yeah.
Life is more simple when you are young.
Young and had no responsibilities.
Exactly.
Can you believe it? I'm turning 20 this year. Like,
I'm turning
my,
22.
My
Okay, and we talk all this like as if we are in our 40s, but we're not. Like we're actually like
but it
just
still
in
feels,
our early 20s.
It still feels like childhood was so long ago.
Well, we're getting to a point now where like we're getting like as the years go on and you become more and more disconnected from your childhood, it becomes more special as time goes on.
But when you think about it, like all of this change has happened from what our childhood was like in like 15 years. Like, so we were kids, and then about 15 years later, and when we were in high school, it all changed. Like, that's how quick things can change. It's so fast. 15 years seems like a lot, but it's not that much. Like, I am turning 20, and in my life, I've seen it change from what we had as children to what we have now. Like,
even if you want to just think about like, even though we weren't truly experiencing it and can remember, but if you look at just when we were born, like 2003, 2005, you just think about how life was back then. Like computers were there, but they weren't as good as they were now. You still only had video game consoles. Netflix was like just barely became a thing. YouTube wasn't even a thing when I was born. It became a thing right around the time that you were born.
But I wouldn't have known it for like 5 years.
No,
but
exactly.
like even landlines, like we had landlines when I was younger.
Oh yeah,
Because you
landline
never
phones. Yeah, we
had
still had
a
landlines.
way
Absolutely.
to contact people unless
Absolutely.
you knew their numbers. Like it's phone books.
Mm-hmm.
Phone
Yeah,
books was.
but I feel like
big.
by the time that we were like a little old enough to at least use a phone, that's right when landlines were kind of on their last legs.
Still had phone books though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone had a cell phone by that point.
Yeah.
Easily. But iPhones were just coming out and becoming a new thing. Like it was like, whoa, the iPhone 4, that was huge when that came out.
My dad always told me about his first phone. It was a BlackBerry.
Yeah, Blackberries, Nokias, all those.
Like it's so crazy to think about. But yeah, phone books were like a nightmare. Just big yellow books that you could just smack somebody
Boom.
with.
They were big, they were
huge.
heavy, and
Could you imagine?
actually weirdly invasive now in
Yeah.
like in
Like
retrospect.
kids nowadays would freak if they saw everybody's number
Yeah,
in the town
'cause you-
in one book.
Exactly, because if you think of a place like Brandon, where there's probably not going to be too many people who have the same name, and if you have someone who has like a slightly unique name, like, okay, let's just paint the scene here. Like let's say like we're kids at school, and I wanted to ask for your number. I wouldn't have to because I could just go into the phone book and be like,
phone book and find it.
Kenzie. Oh, perfect.
There's her number. Let me call her up.
Exactly.
That is
kids
crazy.
today would freak over that. Because I feel like
it's an invasion of privacy.
I feel like most people say, "Well, that's an invasion of my privacy. I can't have that."
Nah, whatever. But like now you have all of that so easily available on your phone. You never had that before. You weren't able to have like really contacts. If you wanted to call somebody, you had to bring out the phone book and find their number unless had it written down.
But yeah, I remember I had to memorize my parents' phone numbers. I couldn't just look into my phone going, "Oh, what's
their number again?" Yeah, no, I had to memorize everybody's phone numbers that I need to call. Like how I said, if I was problem at school or I wasn't feeling good and I had to go home, I had to memorize my parents' phone number or I wasn't going home.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was staying there even if I was puking my guts out because I don't remember my mom's phone number. So now it's drilled in my head.
Exactly. Same.
Those are the only 2 phone numbers I remember.
Yeah, sorry. My mom and my dad's number are the only ones I can remember, like, and my own that I can remember off the top.
My own, my dad, and my mom, and that's all I can remember.
It's the most vital.
My boyfriend often asks, "What's my phone number?" I'm like, I don't know. What you tell me?
you tell me. Well,
that just took us back.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like exhausted. I think we just wrap it up.
Yeah, I think so.
Well. We hope you felt nostalgic with us, but again, unless you're our age, you probably can't relate to the same way. In the same way that we probably couldn't relate our experience to the same way that you would have if you grew up, let's say, like in the 90s, the 80s, the 70s.
Or even in the last, 10 years. Like if you're...
Yeah, exactly. Like little kids now, their experience is going to be way different than what we had it, so...
We're going to be like 40 years old listening to some youngins podcast and be like, well, back in my day,
I had a crush on Katy Perry.
I wonder if people in the future are going to watch this. Like, this is going to be someone's going to be in 2035.
And I'm saying like some scientists in 2149 after long
gonna,
after we've
find
croaked,
this video
they're going to
and
look at this and be like, what was life like in 2025?
The world's going to be completely different. Like, there's going to be flying cars and somebody's going to watch this in their flying car. They're going to be like, I wish they were still alive.
Their flying car, they don't even have to drive. They're just like, oh, hey, honey, look, this is KC Chronicles. Wow, it was over 100 years ago.
Wow, like they were pretty funny. They should still be alive.
Or in some cemetery.
That's gonna be so crazy.
Yeah, nostalgic again, because nostalgia is a fun thing. It can cut in a good way, can cut in a bad way, but we were basically talking about how nostalgia cuts in a good way.
I find, what if some scientist in 2049 watches this and be like, oh, I don't even know what that is. They're listening to the stuff that we're talking about and they're like, what is that? And then they have to Google it.
What? DVD players that look like laptops.
DVD player?
Cookies being jammed in them.
There's going to be a museum test one day and there's going to be a cookie in a DVD player.
It's saying Colin Shallick did this.
We're gonna reiterate all of the stuff. So
okay. So
right on the screen, right here,
we are gonna have
TikTok and Instagram.
Instagram and TikTok
are at KC_Chronicles 2024.
That's cool.
Both usernames.
YouTube
is KC-Chronicles _2024. Email is KCChronicles2024@gmail.com. Make sure to email us your ideas if you want to join us. If you want to send us hate mail, we don't really care.
Love hate mail.
You do whatever you want to do.
If you have episode suggestions, if you want to appear in an episode with us, if you're here in the Brandon area.
And finally, if you or anyone you're interested in wants to do a podcast here in the studio by yourself or with your friends, you can do so by emailing WCGTV@westmancom.com. That was a lot of information, but it'll be all on the screen for you.
You can remember all 5 of those. Good job.
It'll all be on the screen for you. On our Instagram and our TikTok, our YouTube is linked in the bios. So if you want to just go to our Instagram, go straight to the YouTube from there, you can. And we post a lot of exciting things on TikTok and Instagram, and we're going to post all of the episodes 1 through 37 onto...
The first video that we're going to post for this episode is going to be me jamming a cookie in the DVD laptop. I'm still riding that wave. Anyway.
And from last episode, that'll be up on the YouTube hopefully by now, but if it isn't, we'll get there.
Again, YouTube has a limit, which is a little
and you
annoying.
have to wait exactly 24 hours before you post more. And I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
unless I give it my idea, I'm like, I named it Casey Chronicles. It's gonna be like, you're lying.
You lied.
You're not Casey
Who
Chronicles.
are you?
So yeah, be patient with us if not everything is up on the YouTube yet. We just hope that you guys follow along, because now you can stream all of our episodes from day 1 to now, and you can see the progressive change in our personalities, in our bond, in our looks.
It's only been a year.
Yeah, and if you look at the first episode, we look like completely different persons. I was going to say person.
Our persons have changed.
Thank you guys for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, your week, whatever you're having. We hope you enjoy it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, all of our social media links are in the bio.
And like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the bell with the
We've been waiting to say that for years. All of the other social medias and our email are in the description. So if you are coming from YouTube and you want to check out all of our other stuff, feel free. And I guess for now, it's bye from Kenzie and Cullen. We'll see you later.